What's up, everybody? This is Master Ian Gamer, and we just got the official, not leaked this time, official reveal of all the brand new skins coming in the upcoming Overwatch 2 Avatar the Last Airbender collab event. And yes, they're all the skins we thought they were going to be coming because we saw them. They're leaked. I'm sure most people know this at this point. But now we get the official look in the trailer, and once again, Blizzard shows that they're willing to put way more effort into collab trailers than any other type of media content, because we have a full-length animated short, in essence, here in this trailer. It's obviously trying to emulate the style of the original Airbender show, and, you know, it features all the characters and all their skins getting up to antics, fighting each other basically in a very friendly, fun sort of way. And yes, this trailer is really something, but let's go ahead and talk about these skins here now that I actually can talk about these skins, because they are an interesting sort of mixed bag. I have to say, overall, I'm pretty sure I love these skins. I am a massive Avatar the Last Airbender fan, as many of you know, easily one of my absolute favorite shows of all time. So, the idea of getting Avatar skins in Overwatch, well, kind of a big deal inherently. And I will say, while the execution of some of these skins is a little questionable, perhaps, I think by and large, Blizzard actually did a phenomenal job with these. So let's try and break down the individual ones we see going through here. Starting off with, of course, the most important character of all, Zenyatta Aang. Oh yes, this is an interesting one. In the leaked image we got, he looked kind of cursed, and even in this iteration, I still think Zenyatta Aang, or Aang Yatta, whatever you want to call him, does still kind of look cursed. Yeah, I don't know. He's an Omnic, which, you know, feels kind of weird thinking of Aang as a robot or Zenyatta as a human if they were to try to go that direction. So I don't really know what they were supposed to do, but Zenyatta, of course, is the perfect pick for Aang here. I mean, he fits the character perfectly. He even levitates, which matches the whole airbending vibe. So yeah, obviously Zenyatta had to be Aang, and all things considered, I guess they probably pulled off the skin as well as they could have. It still looks really goofy though, and at the end of the day, I don't dislike this skin. No, not at all. I think it looks hilarious, which is enough for me to love this skin and absolutely want to get it. The second skin we have featured, though, in this trailer is the ever-controversial Venture Toph skin. Yes, this one received a lot of flack when it was leaked because, well, let's be honest, it doesn't look that good. Yeah, it's an interesting one, seeing Venture depicted this way. There's a lot of little changes that feel sort of strange on their part. Not making the hair jet black the way Toph's is, giving what overall almost looks like a more epic Venture skin vibe to it, as opposed to one that looks distinctly like Toph. And even in the trailer here, there's almost a bit of a misleading detail that I think is worth pointing out, which is that we can see that Toph's headband, which she, you know, in the show always wears on her hair, basically. The design we see here in this little animated trailer doesn't actually line up with the actual model in game. We do have this official image, never mind the leaked image, I won't be showing that off here, but we do have this official image posted by Overwatch showing off what the skin models are actually going to look like. And we can see that, yeah, the hair headband thing is just like goggles basically on the actual skin. But then in the trailer, we get this, which, you know, looks more like the headband that Toph actually wears. So weird that they have that sort of inconsistency. I don't know why they didn't just give the actual in-game model the proper headband look. That would have looked a lot better. But either way, overall, I think the skin is pretty cool. Does have a lot of cool details with it, specifically with the backpack that Venture is wearing, where we can see Momo popping out, which, yes, as we can see in the render as well, is actually part of the model. There's a little Momo popping out right there. Also, Toph's earthbending belt, we can see dangling from it as well. And the weapon, Venture's drill, is modeled to look like a badger mole, which I think is one of the coolest details they could have gone with. Such a clever, creative way to handle that part of Venture's kit. I love that they did this. So while overall, I think there are some very questionable decisions with this particular skin, the little details of it really makes it up for me that I'm really loving this skin in a certain way, even if overall I kind of wish it was better. After Toph Venture, though, we then get our look at Appa Orisa. Yes, Appa Orisa, my second favorite skin in the entire collab, I think, because of how silly and absurd and yet so fitting this skin is for her. This is the sort of skin that, like, when people theorized about an Avatar collab for years leading up to this actual event happening, of course, Orisa was going to be Appa. Everyone always theorized that Orisa was going to be Appa, but I don't think anyone expected it to actually happen because of how ridiculous and silly and goofy and absurd it is. But lo and behold, here it is. It's an actual thing. They've actually shown here that, yes, Orisa is going to be Appa. And it's cursed, yes, but like it also looks so good. Just seeing her run around with like just the whole Sky Bison vibe, like even fits on the level of Orisa technically having 6 limbs and Sky Bisons have 6 limbs. So like they even made it work in that capacity, which is why this is such a fitting skin. I still can't get over the look of it though, because again, going back to that render, we can see what she's going to look like in game. Her tongue is just hanging out the entire time. She has her tongue just hanging out of her mouth in like the most goofy dog sort of way. And I just think it looks amazing. Honestly, I don't think I have any complaints about Orisa Appa. This skin is fantastic. It is phenomenal. It is such a fun idea. I am so glad to see it here. But then we move on to, for me at least, the most important skin of the collab, which is going to be Suki Kiriko. Yes, oh yes, oh yes. Much like Appa Orisa, Suki Kiriko, I think, is the skin concept that everyone, well, at least I certainly, long considered to be something we could see, but never really truly expected it to happen. Suki, of course, is a less important character in the series Avatar the Last Airbender than the other characters we see represented here in this collab, but she fits Kiriko so well on just like a character front, a design front, an abilities front. It is the perfect matchup. But again, she's a lesser character, so I never thought we would actually see a Suki skin in a collab like this. And yet, what do we have here? Suki Kiriko. They did it. I mean, I guess it should have been obvious in the context of it's Kiriko. They love giving Kiriko skins. So yeah, of course they're going to give Kiriko a skin. And of course it is a shop skin on top of that. But also an interesting detail, if you pay close attention to it, it's actually technically just an epic skin, or at least is probably going to be one of those epic skins that they sell as a legendary skin, since it is, you know, a collab skin, and the weapons may very well end up having their own unique sort of visual design as well. But we can clearly see, especially when we look at the model here shown off at the, but we can see pretty clearly, especially when looking at the model shown off here, that this is just straight up her normal base design. You can see all the exact same modeling on the torso for the most part, with all the various parts of her skirt and sort of leggings, with mainly it just being her head's model that has been changed to replicate Suki's hairstyle and face and everything, which, you know, is a hallmark of an epic skin. But while we haven't seen the actual prices for these yet, I am going to wager this will be sold as a legendary, because of course it will. And yeah, for me personally, this is my favorite. Bar none, this is my favorite. Might be one of my favorite Kiriko skins, period, at this point. Yeah, we're gonna have to see this one in game more for me to get a true judge of it, but this is my personal favorite right here. I don't care that it's an epic. I don't care that Suki got in and Sokka didn't. Very egregious. Talk about that more in a minute. This is an amazing skin. I love it. And that takes us then onto the next skin, the one which we didn't have originally leaked, and for a very specific reason that skin wasn't leaked, which is the Katara Mei skin. This is an interesting one. This one I am so glad to see in the collab, first and foremost, because Katara is a very important character in Avatar the Last Airbender, and doing a collab and not having Katara would have been pretty egregious, which is why so many people were upset about the leak when they saw it and there was no Katara, and yet we had Suki as Kiriko. But lo and behold, there is indeed a Katara skin here, and it is actually not only in the collab and for Mei, but also a free skin. Yes, they actually confirmed in the blog post that released alongside this trailer that Katara Mei will be unlockable for free just through playing the challenges, much like how they used to do skins back in the day for collabs like this. This is great because it means anyone can get a skin for free without having to actually spend money, and is also the reason why in the leak we didn't see her. Again, I'm not going to show off the leaked image here because there's still maybe some stipulations in place for that. But the reason we didn't see Katara in that leak is that leaked image was a leaked image of what's presumably going to be showing up in the shop. Basically, the shop bundle of skins that you would actually purchase with Overwatch coins, which of course would include not Katara, because she's the free one. So it is nice to see her being included here as a part of this event. Mei, of course, is an excellent choice for them to go with. I think the other hero they potentially could have done would have been Symmetra, because Symmetra also has the sort of hard light, which, is sort of woven in like a dancing type move, kind of similar to waterbending, but I think Mei fits perfectly well, of course, with the whole ice aesthetic. And I will note as well that, like the Suki Kiriko skin, the Mei Katara skin also appears to be merely an epic skin. Again, looking at the render here, we can see that this is just her base Overwatch 2 design. Even the weapon looks to merely be a retexturing of her base weapon without any additional, model changes beyond just the head for Mei herself. But they still do a great job of executing it. I think this looks absolutely like Katara, and they did a really good job of pulling off the Katara aesthetic without having to really change the model. So I think it looks great, but above all else, I am just glad and thankful that Katara is represented here because she's an important character. It would have been a real bummer if she wasn't here. And that then takes us on to the last main and notable character, being Zuko Genji. Yes, much like Katara and Aang, Zuko's a character that basically had to be in the collab, and I am so glad to see him represented here. And being Genji specifically is probably the best character they could have gone with. This is one where it's like, okay, Genji works. I absolutely am willing to accept Genji as Zuko here for this collab. Is it the best option they could have gone with? Maybe. It's kind of hard to say. Realistically, I don't think Zuko has a perfect one-to-one in Overwatch. He at least has the swords in Airbender, so that connects with Genji, and also the whole scarring and family drama type stuff. Yeah, that lines up with Genji too. So Genji's probably the best choice here, but it does feel a little odd. And I will note the direction they took his skin is also a little odd. They seem to really lean into the idea of him being an actual cybernetic cyborg, basically, like a cyborg Zuko, as opposed to leaning into the more conventional, oh, he's just, physically scarred from the fire and everything. No, he actually has cybernetic augmentations the way Genji does, which is interesting. It's an interesting direction. I don't dislike it, but it's not quite what I would have expected them to do. But it does at the same time, I think, turn out pretty well. So on that note, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I like it. Is it my favorite skin? No, I'd put it solidly in the middle, I think, probably alongside Zenyatta Aang in terms of how much I like it. But yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. By and large, I think these skins are actually pretty good. They received a ton of hate when the leaks came out. People were hating massively on these skins, and for good reason, given the context of the leak, and that's a large reason why I didn't talk about it at the time, because I kind of suspected there was more to it than what we were seeing. And now that we've had the official trailer released, I am definitely feeling much more optimistic about this collab. I am super excited to play it when it starts on December 17th. Yes, it's coming Tuesday. It is coming up so soon. I'm so excited. Cannot wait. And also some other quick little details to take note of here. We do have at the end of the trailer here what looks to be a new Zenyatta victory pose, I'm assuming, where he's holding a little air ball in his hands. That is quite impressive. The Orisa victory pose, I don't think that's actually a new one, although it does show off what her javelin is going to look like, where, the javelin itself is the airbending glider, because of course it is. Again, super clever, just little tidbit detailing design here in these skins. I love the attention to detail. Even if the overall execution is a bit lacking, the little attention to detail in so many of these skins is so good. And I love seeing just Aang's glider represented there as the javelin for Orisa. It's such a fun detail. But yes, that'll do it, I guess. This went on a lot longer than I expected. I started recording this thinking it's just going to be a quick, hey, look, the Avatar skins are real, they're official. But yeah, I guess I delved a little deep into my actual, individual thoughts on each of them. I've been so eager to talk about this collab ever since it was announced and then leaked, and I couldn't talk about it, but I'm so excited to get to talk about it. I'm going to be talking about this a lot later on. I might even do just like a mini stream sometime during the day today just to talk more about it. I will be streaming the Game Awards later tonight if you're watching this on the day I'm uploading it, so be sure to tune in for that. At the very least, I'll be talking about it there. But otherwise, yeah, I am so excited for this Avatar collab. It looks so exciting. I am such a big Avatar fan. This is basically the perfect collab for me personally. So I can't wait. And on that note, I would love to hear your thoughts about all this in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on these skins? Do you feel better about them now that we've actually gotten a look at what they're properly going to be looking like, without only having the leaked image to go by? Do you still feel underwhelmed by some of them? Maybe you don't think they look any better than they were in the original leaks. Maybe you're super pissed that Sokka didn't get a skin. Oh, poor Sokka. He always gets shafted in these collabs. First in Fortnite, now in Overwatch. Poor Sokka, but at least they had representation from all the main bending practices here. That's the most important thing. And, maybe if there's ever a follow-up wave for this collab, if it does well, maybe there'll be a follow-up wave, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll see Sokka. But either way, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I am excited. I hope you are too. And either way, be sure to subscribe, hit up that bell icon, follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any future Overwatch 2 news, streams, and other content. Special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible, and if you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.